Hey everyone, this is a quick Loom overview of the two new features we just launched, namely the Keywords tab and the Calendar tab. So starting with the Keywords tab, you'll notice this is pretty different from the Topics and Keywords tab of old, but we're pretty excited about it. So essentially now, this tab is a list of all of the keywords that we're going to be writing blog articles about for your blog. You can see on the left-hand side, we've got the list of keywords. Then you've got the number of articles that have been written using those keywords. You have the value score, which is calculated based on the volume, the search volume for that keyword and the keyword difficulty. And then you could see the volume here just to see the total volume. All of these metrics are powered by SEMrush, so that's how we're getting keyword difficulty and volume. And yeah, that's essentially the metrics that you have access to. Initially, all of the keywords are ranked by this value score that we're calculating, so taking into account the volume and the keyword difficulty. However, if there are articles further down the list that you want to prioritize first, for example, Lakewood Dog Park, you can come over here and click the prioritize button. So once you do this, it will prioritize it in your content calendar and push it to the top of the queue. If there's a keyword here that you don't want us to write about anymore, you can simply remove it. So say we want to get rid of this keyword, you can just get rid of it and we will no longer be writing about it. And then if there are any keywords you want to add, you can just enter them here and they'll be added. We'll pull the SEMrush data essentially, and then we can start writing content about it. So yeah, that's essentially the keywords tab. We built this to give you all a little bit more control over the keywords that are being written about, and also a little bit more visibility on the keyword data for each individual keyword that you want to use for your blog. All of this informs the content calendar. So once you head over to the calendar tab, we'll just wait for this to load quickly. You won't be able to edit content for the next 2 days. So you can only start editing content that is greater than 48 hours away. You can still see what that content is. So you can see essentially what's coming up for the 8th and 9th, but you won't be able to change anything once it's within 48 hours. Beyond 48 hours, you now have much more control over the content that's being generated. So first off, you can see what every article is and what it's about. Unless it's a Reddit article. If it's a Reddit article, we obviously can't show what that content is because it will be dependent on what's trending in that subreddit on the day that we generate it. If you want to change essentially the amount of Reddit content you're receiving, just shoot me an email. For right now, you can't customize that, but you'll have visibility into kind of the breakdown of Reddit and non-Reddit content. So then let's get into kind of what you can control here. So let's say you want to swap days for content. You can just drag and swap content. So you could see now the article that was here is now on the 12th, and the one I dragged down is now on the 13th. Otherwise, if say you see this overview and amenities, this is or maybe types of dog toys, you actually don't like this article, or maybe you don't want to target this keyword, no problem. You can actually edit this article here. And so you can edit essentially the title of the article and the summary of the article. Both of these will be passed into our writing engine. So now you can have a little bit more control over what the article is writing about. One thing to flag is that you should also change the keyword to be aligned with the subject and summary, because if you have things that are completely misaligned, we'll still try to fit that keyword into the article. So if these things aren't aligned, you might get some strange output. So just something to be careful with as you kind of edit these articles. And then lastly, let's just say an article is way too far off and you don't think it's salvageable. You could just delete it. Don't like this one. And we'll generate a new essentially outline for you for an upcoming article. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Would love to hear what you all think as you start using this, but pretty excited about this feature and hope it gives you all a little bit more control over the content that we're generating for your blogs.